Singapore and met with Sean Kevin. And then they talked about, collaborations. And yeah, and then we found ourselves to be like on the same wavelength, that we have the same plans and direction for all our talents. So that's how we started.
Yes, I think it all started from Sir Mark. So I think we met up once in the Philippines, and I think there was once he came over to Singapore. I think we brought him out for a meal, and then we got to know him, and then he told me about Sir Charlie, and then after that we met Sir Charlie. But basically, long story short, I don't know how they did it, but I would like to thank Miss Roselle and Regal Films because after talking for a while, they had the opportunity for Reno to star in The Day I Love You. And The Day I Love You was such a hit that we were all taken back by surprise. We knew it was going to be a good show, but when the viewership came out, I think in total there were about more than 3 million, 4 million views on YouTube in total, and over 600-700 million views on TikTok. I think that was when we realized, yeah, maybe we should sit down and talk a partnership. And I think it is very special because both Singapore and the Philippines, we have a very strong relationship together. And I think this is the first time we see both sides bringing our celebrities together. And I really hope that the Filipino media can continue to support the 8 of our stars. And likewise from Singapore, we'll continue to support you guys in any way possible. So hit us up if you need any help.
Thank you, sir. So are there specific projects we should watch out for now?
Well, right now, here in the Philippines, we're talking to Miss Roselle about some projects. So we still have to finalize everything.
I think from our end, because I'm happy to share that Reno has just been named the ambassador for Puma in Singapore. So we are trying to bring over certain opportunities, first with social media related work for our 8 of our stars, including some of the fashion work. And I think for me, my aim is to make sure that the Singaporean viewers as well as the Filipino viewers get to see a different side of the Filipino stars that they've never seen before. And I also look forward to working with Sir Charlie and Sir Mark on the possible projects we could do in the Philippines.
Thank you very much.
The roster that we have, we check on who among the stars can really cross over. Those stars that has the skills and the marketability to actually capture also the hearts of not just Filipinos but other nations. So among all of the roster, of course, we know the capabilities of Sarah, of Mika, and then Rob also, and then our new ones in the entertainment industry, which is Christiana and Dylan. So definitely, if you've been with VP for the past events that we have, and I think you will agree with me that this 5 of the VP talents are the best servers to represent the Philippines to Singapore.
And for my last question, I would like to ask the stars, what are your expectations under this poll?
So, ayun po. Siguro expectation ko is may work, of course, diba? And I need to enhance my English speaking skills kasi syempre abroad yun. And masaya siyang good problem kumbaga sa akin. And it's part of my group. So nagpapasalamat po sa lahat and sa mga nandito po na sumubay ko.
Sa akin ho ay based naman sa mga naparoon natin kanina, their scenes, right? As I got to talk to them, I heard that they do a lot of action in Singapore. To shoot in a different country would be a dream come true, and yeah, I guess growth, something different, something new, and I just want to shoot in Singapore. It sounds fun. Sounds fun.
It's fun. Maybe when you come over, we can shoot together.
Yeah.
We're
gonna make a movie together.
Yeah. I think for me, I was here before for The Day I Loved You, and I had a lot of fun on the set. I think the atmosphere was amazing. But I know that the Philippines is known for their action and horror films. So I'm a huge action buff. I've been an athlete since I was a kid, and I think that high octane films would be right up my alley. So I'd love to star in an action film in the Philippines soon. For me, I think I would just love to learn, honestly, to learn from the people of the Philippines. And like I said earlier, I think my experience is that the Filipino people are very creative, very fun, and I've enjoyed working with them in Singapore because I mean we have Filipino crew as well in Singapore, and it's always such a great time, such a great environment to work with them. So I think for me, I would like to come here to learn from all the wonderful actors in the Filipino industry, and also I think for myself, I would just love to bring a Singaporean flavor, a Singaporean insight and perspective. Hopefully, the Filipino market will, the audience will enjoy it. Hopefully, it brings something fresh, and we can all grow together.
Hi, Paul. Growing up, I've always watched a lot of action movies, villains, and all that. And I know that Filipinos are very big on their action and horror, so definitely I would like want to star in those shows, if possible, and contribute to Filipinos TV. And I'm really looking forward to working in my home country because growing up, my family has always been, why are you in Singapore? You should come to the Philippines to film and do TV. And I was like, God willing, and I'll be here. And eventually, thank you to VP Global and my manager TCP for bringing me here and having this opportunity to showcase my capabilities. And of course, I'm open to learning from each of my peers here. I met them just now. They're all wonderful people, warm, wonderful, and hardworking people. And I'm looking forward to learning a lot from them, having a lot of laughter, joy, and of course, creating good work.
Like Brian, I agree with the learning. The thing about doing a job or something you love is that you always want to learn and grow, and you want your mind to be fed information and new skills. So what I'm expecting from this collaboration, this partnership, is really to learn from my new co-actors, hopefully, and the culture of Singapore, and also to show the rest of the world to what we Filipinos can also bring to the table. So I'm really looking forward to and very excited to be working with TCP and Virtual Playground together. So,
I've been sharing with everyone that I started playing basketball since I was 3, so like most of my life I've been doing this sport. And right now I'm navigating through this industry and just trying to put myself out there. And the first project I did, I was very happy with it. I actually felt the same love I felt for basketball with acting. So right now, it doesn't really matter to me what the project is as long as the opportunity is there for me to keep improving my craft and this whole new world I'm trying to live in and to thrive in. And I'm very happy that I'm doing it with the right set of people, with the best managers, and who are now partnering with another good agency who just happens to be in Singapore. So I'm very excited to travel as well and to just bring the fun into working. Thank you.
I think this collaboration is beautiful, opening us to the culture and lifestyle of Singapore. My first series was with Manoko and as a Filipino Chinese. I think it was nice that the Filipino viewers were able to see the Chinese community that was not really spoken of here in the Philippines. And what more if we can see the community of Singaporeans and also the Chinese community there. I wish this collaboration could promote more awareness to the Filipinos to be more open and to expand their knowledge about the international scene, and not maybe only in Singapore but also in Thailand and other countries. We may find more collaborations and bring more Filipino viewers to international ideas.
The artists from Singapore and the Philippines are very lucky to have you in the group because you're the one who'll be able to give them an insight into what it is to work in the Philippines and what it is to work in Singapore. So if there's anything you'd like to, if there's any advice you could give your fellow Singaporean artists, how they would do well working in the Philippines, and then tell your Filipino counterparts how they would do well working in Singapore, what would these be? Adjustments or any like nitty-gritties that the two sides have that are different perhaps?
Wow, thank you. It's a great question. I think because having worked in Singapore and the Philippines, the biggest difference I feel would be in terms of culture. Not to say that one is better than the other, it's just that the subtle differences that we have. So I've noticed when I flew here to the Philippines to film that the Filipinos are a lot more willing to have fun. Let's put it that way on set. So on set it's very lively, everyone's always joking, cracking jokes, laughing. But I think in Singapore it's slightly more systematic. So it's a bit more like, okay, we have to get this done by this and this and this. So I think that's the subtle difference that we have there. But in general, of course, filming on both sides are fun, and both sets of production crew and people working there are very professional. Yeah.
So your fellow Singaporeans can let their hair down a little bit working here, and then the Filipinos just kind of have to mind their time a little bit more. In Singapore.
I didn't say that. You said it, not me.
but I'm sure that we'll definitely learn from one another. I mean,
I'm sure. I've learned a lot from the Filipino crew, and of course I'm sure that my fellow Brian and David can pick up a lot as well, and my fellow Filipino colleagues can learn a lot from us as well. We have still all a lot to learn.
Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And then for Sir Charlie again, and Sir Kevin, and hi, hello there. We know that that your group has always really been focused on going international, and this is a major step in doing that, partnering with TCP. In the future, are you also looking, because it seems like you may be the first ones to partner up in Southeast Asia, are you hoping to do so for the other Southeast Asian nations and maybe become a really strong sort of force in entertainment in this side of the world?
Yeah, definitely. We're really looking for more partnerships with the different countries, because we feel that it's about time that we get recognized. We're being recognized internationally, but I think we can still be bigger, and actually we're not just targeting Southeast Asia. We want to really grow as a global force in the entertainment business.
It's very exciting.
Thanks for the question. In fact, yes, we are in talks with also our Thai partners as well as our Malaysian partners. But amongst all, the first country that I decided to come to and work on a press conference was the Philippines. And you can ask my stars, we're actually really in talks with a few different partners. But I think this country has given Reno his career, it's given Reno his boost, and I think ironically, Singaporeans know Reno through a Filipino production. I think that means a lot. I think this is something we want to give back, and that's why we especially flew here. We definitely will have other stops in Asia, Southeast Asia, but Filipino stop is our number one and only.
That's good to know. Does TCP stand for something?
Yes, it's called The Changing Point, but I think it's too long, so we decided to just shorten it by calling it TCP.
Alright.
Yes.
And then, as you know, Virtual Playground has quite a solid foundation in the Philippines, given, Ms. Roselle's Regal Films, one of the most established film companies in the Philippines. Is TCP also involved with production companies, or is it a talent management team to begin with?
I think we are just mainly a talent management agency, but we do partner with in fact, all of the production houses in Singapore. And hopefully one day we can get good funding to work something out with Regal, Ms. Roselle. Cross-country collaboration is something that I'm really, really keen to work on. And hopefully we can, have all 8 of our stars appear in the show. That'd be cool.
Well, thank you for your appreciation of the Filipino talent.
Of course. In fact, my grandmother is Filipino. Yeah, so I'm quarter Filipino. Yeah.
Sino pa po ang may tanong on the other side? Kabilang table? Yeah. Let me go there.
Hello po, good afternoon. I'm JP from Freebie Manila. First question kay Rob muna. Kasi nakita ko yung reaction mo kanina nung ina-explain how you were selected. Tapos parang nagulat ka dun sa marketability and yung ibang ano. So, why such a reaction from you?
It's just the trust, you know. You have to appreciate the trust, because without trust, there's nothing. So I'm just happy to be here in the same room as everyone again. And we've all been together here for a few times already, so I'm just so excited to work with these guys. I actually told them that I want to make a full English film, so that's something I've never done yet. So with that being said, Tita Rosel, game na.
Yeah, thank you. And then for our Filipino actors, Dylan, Sarah, Christiana, and Pika, since you're all newbies kasi, di ba? You have yet to do projects na kayo billing or ano. So, how do you think this partnership will elevate your careers in terms of acting?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, like I'm all about like growing and learning, and this is not only a partnership between two managements, great managements. This is also a partnership between managements from different countries. So definitely like having the knowledge that I have here in the Philippines, plus having knowledge that I will learn from Singapore, and then I overheard that there will be Thailand and all these other countries. So that is, you know, that is irreplaceable. That is knowledge or something that no one can ever take away from me, and that is something, that is a goal for me. So yeah, that is how that's what I think I'll get and gain from this collaboration. Yes, and more friends. They're very easy to talk to. They're very polite. Talking to them earlier, syempre it's a plus when we're doing roles, when we're doing movies, that we all get along. There has to be the trust, the chemistry, and talking to them earlier, like it's like we've been friends for a while. It's very easy to talk to them. So they also seem like they take their work seriously. Like they love what they do. If you hear about like the achievements they've had in their careers, you would be very impressed. So yeah, that is also something I'm very much looking forward to working with them and TCP management.
I believe that with this partnership, we're not just only building our brands, we're also building relationships, we're building friendships, we're building trust. And I've always believed that my management has always given us the best people to guide us, directors, workshop instructors, and everything else that we need for our career to, you know, be boosted and for it to go to a direction that we want. I really believe that this partnership will open up a lot of doors for us, a lot of opportunities to, like I said, improve our craft and to give us more exposure, give us more chances of showing what we can do and how much more we can do.
Mirroring to what Sarah said, I think as actors we always have to keep on learning and improving our craft. So it's beautiful how we're learning from cross-culture and international collaborations, especially with our Singaporean friends. And also with them as well, they're coming here to learn from us, so it's like a beautiful, it's a beautiful time together. And I work with Reynold in The Day I Loved You. We bonded so much, and sometimes we still update like our lives in Singapore and Manila. We became great friends, and coming here with his new friends, I think I love the chemistry, and I'm looking forward so much as actors for all of us to develop our skills here in the Philippines.
Paano ba yan? Sinabi na nila lahat. Wala na akong sasabihin yan. Mas pinahirapan niyo pa ako ng English. So ayun, siguro malaking bagay siya kasi parang wala na-run out of words na ako kasi parang I'm living the dream, the childhood dream. And hindi pa ako nakapunta na Singapore, guys. So thank you kasi dadalhin niyo ako sa Singapore. Diba? And for work din. And I think masasabi ko na sa nanay ko na makilala na ako ng buong mundo. Ayan. Thank you.
Sir Rob, do you have something to add?
Ano po yung question?
how will this elevate your career? Siyempre sa yung iba kasi ikaw yung nagbibida na among them.
No, to be part of this collaboration or to even have a movie in Singapore would be a great honor. It's something new. It's a new place, new culture, new people to work with, and with what Bruno said, that when you read more time straight, I think I could apply that. I could adjust to that kind of setting better than slow paced shoot. Mas magiging sa akin. So excited for us.
The last question for Christiana, kasi your mom used to be an actress, di ba? So, ano na your reaction niya seeing how you're doing now from hosting sa games and then now mag-acting ka din?
Opo. Yes, ang TV ko yung mami ko dati, kasabay niya ko sina Jolina. Actually, ang kwento po niyan is, ayaw niya akong artista. Lagi, I've been telling her when I was, siguro I was 14 or 15 years old na, I want to try, I want to be an actress, I want to audition for something. She's the one who has been stopping me from doing it. Tapos lang na ako, ganyan. And true enough, when I was in my last year of college, this opportunity came up to star alongside Julian Santos in an Asian, to star alongside someone. I was given a project, true enough, in my last year of college, pumayag na yung mami ko, and I was so shocked to see how proud and happy she was for me. She has been giving me tips, how she does script reading with me, and I'm just happy to have someone in the house who knows the world I'm in right now and have guidance. And I'm very grateful for my mom for giving me the support, the love, and the pride that she's giving me right now.
Ang galing kasi may common denominator na kayo ng mom mo dahil yun, di ba?
So kami ng daddy ko basketball.
Hindi ako pwedeng sabihin. Okay. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you, Pasensya na. And as much as we wanted to share Christiana's first project, we are covered by an NDA. So,
Hindi ko sila excited.
Ipapatawag po namin kayo ulit for another press conference. Thank you. Sino pong sunod? Yes, sir.
My question goes to the heads of the company, sirs.
Yes.
Hi. May I know how this partnership will play out for the actors? Is it for the Filipino actors to find or do movies in Singapore and for the Singaporean actors to do movies in the Philippines, or for all of them to do a project not necessarily just for the Philippines or the Singapore? How does it work for them?
Well, we really plan to collaborate and do some projects here, do some projects in Singapore, and then like Sean said, they have partnerships in Thailand and Malaysia. So we're really planning to expand and give them all the breaks. And also not just in show business, but also in social media, because they are brand ambassadors themselves. So that's what we're planning to do for them.
Yeah, I think for us, we will be sourcing for jobs and opportunities for our Filipino actors in Singapore. And similarly, I think our Filipino partners, VP Global, will also be sourcing for opportunities for our 3 Singaporean stars. And I think for me, I always believe that as an actor, artist, celebrity, stability is the #1 thing, and that is the problem I'm trying to solve for all of them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My next question goes to Reynold, Brian, and David. How are you being prepared to take Filipino projects or projects that will also cater to the Philippine market?
I think for me, number one, I've been attempting to try to watch more Filipino shows, more Asian shows in general. In the past, I've traditionally mostly watched Western shows, so moving forward, I've been doing my best to do that. And of course, picking up the language, I think it's very important for the market as well, for people to be able to understand me and me understand not just what the cast are saying, because I think from language you can learn a lot about culture and understanding as well. So I think these two are the most obvious steps that I'm going to take to help bridge the gap between me and this industry.
Have you been watching Filipino movies lately?
The next show I'm gonna watch is Lucas show, the one on Netflix. What is it? the cute.
Which one?
Snake
Shake
Rattle. Yeah. So I'll update you on my thoughts soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Brian?
Well, you took the answer right out of my mouth. In the same way, I think I empathize with the language. I think language is not easy to learn. It's a lot of practice. So I think for me as well, in the same way, I would love to. Well, I mean, I would have to, but I would love to start learning Tagalog as well. I mean, as Reynolds said, I think there's a lot to learn in language. I think back in Singapore, I do English and Mandarin as well. So I think even in Singapore with English and Chinese, you get very different ways of looking at life. You know, it's within the language. I think every language has different words and expressions that help you to see the world in a different lens. And because of that, you respond in a different way. So I'm very excited to learn a new language in Tagalog. I believe I'm going to learn new ways to look at life, to approach a scene as well. And again, in the same way, to take in more Filipino media, more shows, more movies, and to understand the culture and the practices of the Filipino media.
Do you already have a favorite Filipino actor at this point?
Right here.
Rob, yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, in our discussions backstage, I suppose we are constantly told that Rob is the best actor. Yes, it's the truth. And of course, and Sarah as well. So, honestly, I have to admit, I have not watched many as of yet, but I am going to start right away. So, looking forward.
Thank you, David. Preparation and additional question. Can you talk more about your being Filipino?
Oh, yes, hi. I think growing up, I've always come to Manila once a year for Christmas because Christmas is big for them. But most of the time, I'm raised in Singapore, so I'm more exposed to English and Mandarin. And like what the boy said, I need to brush up my language because I can understand a little bit of Tagalog, but I'm unable to converse in them. So there are moments where when I was younger, my family would be like, "Why don't you learn Tagalog? One day we do Filipino TV. You'll never know." And this today is you'll never know. Yeah, we are here today. So I think yes, I'm going to brush up my language. I'm going to watch more Filipino shows, and of course, I want to come in here with an open mind because every country has their own culture, their own style of acting, and I think the first thing to growing and being contributing to Philippine TV or to any international TV is to be open and understanding and learn about the cultures, the way they do things, the way, even the environment of how they carry out this production, the styles that they direct or produce this show. So I think it's more of being vulnerable and being open to everything. And of course, I'm very impressed by, of course, Robin and Sarah and the rest for their acting capabilities. I'm like, wow, I have so much to learn from you guys, and I'm looking forward to this collaboration.
And more about you being Filipino, please.
Sorry, what?
More about you being Filipino, please.
More about me being Filipino? Honestly, my favorite food is actually, okay, so one Filipino thing about me is I love desserts. I love sweets. I mean, the boys say they know that I love my sweets, so every meal I need to have my sweets. But of course, in what do you call that? In moderation, yes, correct. I think this is very important to me because recently this year, my Lolo passed away. And,
sorry to hear that.
Yes, I'm from a single parent family, and my mom is, and she has worked hard to, raise me and my brother in Singapore and to receive education and being able to travel around the world, being in the Philippines, spend time with family, and for Filipinos, family is the most important. On top of like what money or what else, family is the most important. And I remember my Lolo saying like, since you're doing Singaporean TV, I hope that you'll make it big and give me some money so that I want to be here for success. And I'm a little bit sad because I'm not able to show him a success in Philippines, but I know that he's watching over me, and I want to make him proud, my family proud. And thank you, Paul.
Thanks, David. My last question goes to Brian and Raymond. What do you like best about Filipinos and the culture, Filipino culture? Because, going to Singapore is an aspiration to many Filipinos, but, turning the table around, what do you like best about the Philippines and the Filipinos?
I think I've got very good experiences with Filipinos in general. I was brought up by a yaya.
A yaya?
I was brought up by a yaya. So since I was born until I was like 12, she took care of me. And she has always been extremely nice to me. She treated me as though I was her own kid. So when I came here, I got that sense of feeling from Sir Mark and Sir Charlie as well, who although when I first flew here from Singapore, I was not officially under them yet. I felt like they still treated me as their own. So I think that we as Singaporeans, myself as well, have a lot to learn from you guys, because I feel that all of you are very hospitable and always very welcoming. Yes.
Do you remember the name of your yaya?
Yes, her name is Aida. Aida Rosete Bergus.
Thank you. Brian?
In my experience with Filipino people back in Singapore, whether it's at work or in church, where I'm quite active and there's a lot of Filipinos in my church, I am very impressed similarly in the hospitality, the warmth, the friendliness, the openness to relationship and to friendship, and I think also your hunger for life. I don't know whether there's a better way to put it, but Filipino people feel very strongly, they love very strongly, they love very fiercely, and they're not afraid to show their emotions, which perhaps Singaporeans, Chinese, we can learn a little bit. I think we tend to be a bit more closed up and reserved. So I think that's something that I've always been very impressed and very inspired when I interact with Filipinos. I think that's the thing that impresses me the most. And I think from an acting perspective, from a professional perspective, it is also my hope that as I interact with more Filipinos, as I learn from them on set, that is something that I can add to my own repertoire, as opposed to be even more authentic, a bit more spontaneous, and a bit more fierce in my emotions and in how I relate to people. Fierce in a good way, of course. Passionate. No, but I mean, fierce is there's a intensity to it in a good way. So I think that's what I love about the Filipino people. They're just wonderful people. And I love it.
Maybe I missed it, David. Your mom is from which part of the Philippines?
She's from Manila. We are now, I won't tell where we are exactly, but Manila, just Manila.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Paul.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Alan from Ecuador. So, again, for our Singaporean actors, so we've been talking about some of the, or what can they expect in Singapore if they ever start doing projects over here.
I think I shared previously briefly that it's quite different cultures in both in Singapore and in the Philippines. In terms of what can they expect, I think in general, there is not much of a difference when we are actually filming. So, of course, you see the same like cameras, directors, crew, and everything. But like I said, I think it's important to take note of culture because, like Brian said, I think you guys are very passionate, very fierce, and more open to sharing your emotions. But perhaps in Singapore, the people, the actors in general, even the crew might be a little bit more, not serious, but more reserved. More reserved. Yeah, that is, I think, the best way I can put it right now. If I think of a better word, I'll come back, but yeah.
Would you like to add, David, Brian, or maybe not strictly about work, maybe just something about Singapore?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That I think because I passed the mic to Raymond to share first because I think he has experience with both Filipino and Singaporean
industry, which I think for myself I have not had the opportunity to work in the Philippines, so I can't really speak into that professional difference. But I started acting when I was 11, so it's been quite a while. I've worked with English, Chinese media, in theatre. I've sung live shows. So I think I've experienced quite a lot of Singapore, the industry, the media, and it's true that actually it's different on every set. Yeah, it is different on every set. Right? It depends on the project. I mean, I guess if some projects the time frame is shorter, then everything's a bit more efficient. If we have a bit more time, we can afford to let our hair down. So I think it depends, which I assume is probably the same here in the Philippines. Every project and production is different. Yeah, so I was going to share that I think what is different about Singapore from the Philippines is perhaps that it is a mix of cultures. We are a multiracial country with Chinese, Malay, Indian, mix of different cultures, and I think that's where we are unique in the sense that we are a combination of everything. And so I suppose you have to take both the good and bad out of all the different cultures, and I'm sure there's something different to learn from the Singapore culture for the Filipino actors. So I can't say for sure exactly. You have to go there and experience it, and you'll feel it. Yeah. But the food is good. But the food in the Philippines is awesome as well. So yeah, just different food. So similar to Ryan, I haven't experienced Filipino production, but I've experienced both Filipino and Singaporean families. So I would say the main difference is the pace of time. Singapore is pretty fast paced. Like immediately, let's say work starts at 7, you wake up early, you gotta get ready, you need to reach on the dot. Because once you reach on the dot, you need to make up and immediately go and film. I'm not sure about Filipino side, but I think whenever I come here, I feel everything's pretty chill. Yeah, not in a bad way, but more of like, take your time, go with the flow. That kind of thing. And enjoy life, enjoy what's in front of you. And I think the similarity between both is the way the community works. So for Filipinos, we are very supportive of each other's work, each other's careers, each other's happenings, and they're always very welcoming, passionate. For Singapore, it's a different kind of thing because we have different cultures. But in a sense, we try to work together and form sort of a bond together and learn from each other's differences and appreciate each other's differences. So I think that's how similar we are, where we are supportive in each other's cultures. For Filipinos within yourselves, but because we're all Filipinos in Manila anyway, right? In Singapore, it's multicultural. Yeah.
Alright, thank you. And lastly, if ever a good opportunity here comes along, would you be willing to be based here or maybe live here for a longer period of time?
For me personally,
What do you think?
Okay, I'll say first. I think I'll be very open to it because I don't have to worry about logistics. My family is here and they'll be more than willing to welcome me. And they've always wanted me to visit because knowing how busy I am in Singapore because it's so fast paced, right? And being busy is good, And they'll be more than willing to welcome me and stay with them and spend more time with them as well. I don't have family here, but I'm sure Dylan or Rob is willing to house me. Yes? Let's sign the contract here right now, right? If I come. No, yes, for sure. I think if the right opportunity comes along, I am married, so I will have to discuss with my wife if we want to move here, but personally, I have no qualms moving. Again, I love exploring different countries, and being based here, I will be even more immersed in the culture, so definitely for sure, I'll be willing to. Yeah. So, anybody looking for an actor, hi. I will move here for you.